everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this particular video, I have came up with a little different topic for discussion, and the topic is related to something that maybe you are already aware about, at least at a conceptual level, which is REST endpoints. So from our Python series, what actually we want to look for is how to do the integration of the REST endpoints using Python. But I thought, like, before directly going into the technicalities of how to do this particular stuff in Python, let me have some kind of refreshments about REST endpoints and what kind of things it does for us. So basically, when all the internet era has started, right? So that time, the development of websites, you know, since that particular point of time, the development of the websites and the internet content basically has hyped up a lot. And basically, the ultimate purpose of developing any kind of website, let it be a e-commerce website or social media platform or anything of internet of things sort, is ultimately they have an understanding that there is going to be a human consumption. Human is going to consume all this data that is getting posted on a website, right? So basically, the main purpose of a website is for human consumption, right? So that's the reason the way website is being designed is by keeping this particular fact in mind, that who are going to human is going to be the user of this entire website. So the way picturizations is being done, videos being posted, images are being posted, or even the text is being written on a website, it all has one single thought in mind, that human is going to consume this particular data. And that's the thought process when anyone designs or launches the website. Now, one more thing is, nowadays taking lots of things are happening around. One more thing in the current development time is something called as application developments, various applications which are currently getting developed. And what generally these applications are doing is, what they do, they generally communicates in between each other. Now when I say this, that let's assume that there are two application, right? App 1 and app 2. And what they generally do is, app 1, let's say it's a very small service, like for example, say let's say a e-commerce website. And what they have done is, maybe based on the microservices architecture, they have just, instead of developing one bulky application, they have just modularized their application into, let's say, two different applications, so that it becomes little easy for the development of that application, deployment of that application, maintenance of that particular application. So instead of building all the functionality into one single application and then deploying it as one single monolithic application, what the general trend nowadays, where every industry is following this, is they generally try to modularize their bigger requirement into smaller application, so that it becomes a little easy to manage the things. Now let me give you one example. Let's talk about a e-commerce website. Now, what are the there are number of things that are happening behind the scene whenever we say we wanted to basically use a e-commerce platform. There is user authentication that is happening, right? For example, then there is kind of they have to maintain a product catalog of whichever product that they are mentioning. So whenever user comes in, and he asks for a, you know he searches for some of the products, then obviously these two things generally take place in any of the e-commerce website. Let's say I logged into that particular e-commerce website and I started searching for some of the products, right? So what is the expectation is that user should be authenticated first, and then he can do whatever, product search, product purchase, or whatever things he want to do as a part of that e-commerce website. So basically what happens here is, let's say there is a separate app who is taking care of user authentications part, and let's say there is a separate app who is taking of this product cataloging, that displaying all the information of the product, price, availability, lots of things, reviews and whatnot, right? So even though internally, so basically these two applications, right, are actually a part of e-commerce applications only, but internally these two applications are, acting as a two different application, right? Or two, not I'll not mention as application, but two different modules, I would say. One module is taking care of all the user authentication facilities maybe, and the another application is taking care of, let's say, all the things related to the product catalog. Let's say if someone wants to add a product into the e-commerce website, someone wants to update the quantity and whatnot, all the product catalog related things. So now see, it's a different topic, that what are the advantages of this microservice architecture, or building the application in a microservice way, where the entire application is divided into smaller application. So basically the main advantage, or the main thing that we should remember from the REST endpoint perspective, that since these two applications, right, app 1 and app 2, are a part of one bigger e-commerce platform as an entire application, these two services, these two application services, they always need to communicate in between each other. It's not like, even since these are the two different applications, they don't have to communicate with each other, right? They have to communicate. Like for example, let's say there is one more service as a part of this application here, okay, maybe app 3, right? And it wants to get some kind of product catalog information to do its own job, right? So for that, what application 3 has to do is, it has to communicate with app 2, because the entire product catalog related information is being stored in the, or is being handled by this service as application 2, and app 3 wants to consume that particular service. So this is where the right term is. Whenever any two applications, or whenever any application wants to communicate in between their selves, for any reason, like for example, what's the current requirement, application 3 wants to have some product catalog information for its own purpose. It could be any reason, but this app 3, as its functionality, it does not take care, or it does not handle any queries related to product catalog. What it does is, it just it says, it knows that application 2 has all the information related to product catalog, so let me just communicate with app 2, get whatever product catalog information I want, and based on that app 3 can do its own activities. So this is where the main concept of REST endpoint comes into the picture. Whenever any two applications want to communicate with each other, they communicate using a concept called as a REST endpoint. So a REST endpoint is a mechanism through which two applications can communicate with each other. That's a very important, and it's a very interesting topic actually, that we will see that at some point in time. But for now, if we wanted to communicate in between two applications, then generally these communication happens with a concept, right, called as restful communication. And how they communicate by calling the APIs, right? App 1 calls, let's say if app 1 want to communicate with app 2, then app 2 has exposed certain APIs for the external world. So app 1 can call those APIs and then get the information whatever it wants. So the method of the communication is through a request and response mechanism, where app 1 sends some request to app 2, app 2 understands that request and send back the response to app 1, right? So this is how the entire communication happens. In the upcoming videos, we are going to see how this particular communication needs to be handled using the Python SDK. What are the tools used to do this particular communication between the application? But before going to that, I think this is kind of a refresh for the people who really don't know what exactly you mean by the REST endpoints and what kind of activities they do for us. Okay, I hope you understood this concept of REST endpoints, and thanks for watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.